Do you know that only 8% of the world currency exists in physical money and the rest in computer? And to regulate the flow of this huge amount of money digitally and ensure its safety, what is needed at the very basis is an undergraduate degree in computer science. So today we will talk about undergraduate computer science programs in the United States. The agenda for today will be first, the trends of this program in the United States, and secondly, we will talk about the features, the course contents, the offerings, various perks in terms of career developments and skill training that an undergraduate degree in CS will equip you with. And finally, we'll end this presentation with some top programs in CS, including the program from MIT, Stanford, Caltech, and Princeton. So the purpose of today's presentation is first to inform and educate you about these programs and the various benefits and challenges that they might pose. Also, we would need to talk about the trends and the type of course contents and offerings, and how to use this course and offering description to learn more about the programs and to select those that best fit your background, interests, and career aspirations. Let's look at the prospect of computer science majors, job placement and growth and whatnot. So, as you can see, software developer will grow by at least 32% within the next 9 years or 8 years, depending on where you start, the year you start. And the lowest is still pretty high, with 10% job growth for computer hardware engineers. So there are a lot of growing space for people with computer science major in terms of career development. Now, what is exactly computer science? Computer science is a systematic study of information and our interaction with it. It will be concerned with how we represent information, how we store information, manipulate it, and present it. And computer science is a very complex branch of knowledge that is usually divided into subcategories. Here are only very broad subcategory: computational theory, information system, and applications of computing. The theoretical aspects concern itself with information handling processes or algorithm. Algorithm is just different ways that we process and summarize and present data to allow users to have a better idea of what the information, the data is. And with a proper computer science program, we would study the most efficient way to attack different specific problems with these algorithms. What can you learn from computer science exactly? So the most obvious answer is coding. Yes, in fact, you can write different programs, short or long, simple or complicated, to handle different types of data, to approach certain problems. You can determine based on politicians' speech whether Sarah Palin sounds more like Obama or McCain, or you can use computer science in science, more like biological science issues and projects, like to predict protein functions from its structures, the RNA or DNA codes. And in physics as well, you can build gravitational simulations for the whole universe. What else can you learn? You can learn how to design algorithm to achieve certain efficiency, or to include a wide varieties of parameters. And this function of algorithm and computer science, it is easier to see when you approach a very practical problem, like developing a method to deliver like school newspaper efficiently. It is well known that if you graduate with a computer science degree, you can easily land one of the highest paying job in the world. And the paying is taken into consideration when they rank computer science programs. So the parameter, the metrics that they usually look at is the net return on investment over 30 years. And they use it to rank programs. So now let's take a look at the ranking. We'll see. So ranking number 1 is Caltech, or California Institute of Technology. The ROI is $1.99 million US dollars. So this means that after taking out all of the expenses, tuitions that you incur during your study at Caltech, then after 30 years, your net income is almost $2 million. Ranking lowers are MIT, Stanford, Georgia Tech, and Harvard. It's surprising that Harvard is ranked below the other 4 schools. And you can also see the ranking up to number 25 with Ohio State. Still, with Ohio State, the ROI is quite decent, $635,000 US dollars. So about 1/4 of the very top, almost 1/3 of the very top program. Let's look at the career path for a particular profession using computer science. So data science. Data science is probably one of the hottest job right now on the market. Why? Because first, it spans across many areas of discipline, including statistics, analytics, computer science, and math, and such combination is necessary because data science deals with an enormous amount of data created by modern technologies, including online behaviors of Facebook users, or purchasing habits of grocery shoppers, or crime statistics of cities around the world. And this huge amount of data would not make sense or have very high application value in its raw form. So the job of data scientists is to process this data, use mathematical models to analyze it, and interpret this data using visualization or narrative, basically to explain the raw data in layman terms to make policymakers, to help policymakers, to help scientists, to help police officers to figure out the best way to approach either social issues or some biological process or medical challenges. So how about the job demand for data science? You can guess it's very, very bright. The prospect of this career is very bright. Evidently, the US will need to increase the number of graduates with skills handling large amount of data by as much as 60%. So if you have a degree in computer science and you specialize in data science, then you have a very bright future waiting ahead. In another 5 years, there will be a shortage up to 190,000 qualified data scientists, in addition to another 1.5 million executives and support staff who have understanding of data. So imagine yourself with experience in data science and degree in computer science. You can definitely help fill these these vacancies. And the first top program in computer science that we're discussing is from Caltech in California. So Caltech program is notorious for its focus on theoretical side, whether it's computer science or physics, chemistry, biology, astrophysics. But it still provides multiple research opportunities where you can apply your theoretical knowledge into very practical projects. For example, the molecular programming project, which is at the interface between biology and computer science, will help you apply like your working knowledge in computer science with with biological knowledge concerning information-bearing molecules like RNA and DNA. The ultimate goal is to develop new means to create complex artificial biomolecular programs. And if you are interested in summer research, Caltech also is very famous and attracts many students for its summer graduate research fellowship. The acronym is SURF, which is great because you can also surf in California during the summer after finishing your summer research, of course. So what is some of the attractive points about SURF? So in SURF, students will write research proposals with faculty mentors on a research project. The proposal will be reviewed by a faculty committee, and fellowship will be awarded to top proposals. The amount of award is very, very generous, with $6,000, and the research will spend 10 weeks. In other programs that I know, research program specifically, you usually get only like $3,000 or $4,000 for the whole 8 to 12 weeks research. So this program is very, very generous, and I think it will be very beneficial for you as a student if you can join this research. Some of the example fellowship that were awarded, that were conducted by students in computer science field are signal analysis tool for deep space communication, or solar system exoplanet mission illustration and models. So I think that this program is where computer science enthusiasts with physics knowledge go to. So if you are interested in both physics and computer science program, I believe that this program at Caltech will be the ideal choice for you. Now, next one is MIT. MIT program focus more on like the application side of computer science. More specifically, it combines computer science with electrical engineering. Some of the majors that MIT provides are electrical science and engineering, computer science and engineering, computer science and molecular biology. And what can you learn from these majors? You can learn to design complex systems, you can learn to augment physical system with computation to communicate using signal system and networks. So very, very practical topics and skills. So what are some of the programs that MIT offer? Whereas Caltech provides SURF, MIT provides Super Europe. So this is an opportunity for students to complete cutting-edge research in the field of computer science and electrical engineering with faculty advisors and, remarkably, industry sponsors. So remember, whereas in Caltech you work with faculty only, at MIT you work with both faculty advisors and industry sponsors. And the scope here covered both computer science and electrical engineering. So very, very practical, I must say. And more information about this Super Europe program. This is a year-long research opportunity, and it will promote student direct interaction with both faculty and industry sponsors. It will cultivate students' creativity and professional development. The project usually do not come to an end in May, but rather you can continue your research either in labs or even at a company. More about MIT. Students graduating from MIT usually land a career that synergize both electrical engineering and computer science. With this knowledge, you can easily get a job dealing with get a job in video games designs or working with supercomputers and robots. Or you can even do more theoretical stuff like conducting research into artificial intelligence. And it should be noted that MIT students are famous for their entrepreneurial spirit. And in this respect, very similar to Stanford students. So MIT graduates usually launch startup software companies. And if they choose not to found their own company, then they usually work for a giant famous company like Google, Microsoft, Oracle, or IBM. And if you don't work for strictly IT firms, then you can also work for financial services. Remember, a computer science degree has very, very broad application, and even in finance, particularly in quantitative trading, your knowledge in computer science will be well leveraged and applied to make a lot of money, both for the firms and also for yourself. The next one on our list is Stanford. Stanford is very imbalanced in terms of male and female ratio in the computer science department, with only 15% females. But it possesses many other strengths in both in undergraduate research, teaching, because undergraduates will have opportunity to teach introductory computer science courses when they are in, I suppose, junior or senior years. And Stanford is very strong in terms of providing their students and alumni with internship and jobs. It has many connections with local companies, many founded by either students, past students, or faculty in its computer science department. And remember, Stanford is somewhat close to Silicon Valley, so there are many opportunities for you to either get internship and job or even open your own company. And Stanford offers a variety of tracks in computer science: artificial intelligence, biocomputation, computer engineering, graphics, you name it, Stanford has it. So, what is like the focus, the teaching principle of Stanford, the research direction of Stanford? You can learn more about this through what is say here. What like the Stanford students and faculty say here. Stanford focus on the virtual world. So students here acquire like expertise in like computer graphics, human-computer interactions, robotics, natural language and speech, and Stanford put a lot of emphasis on data processing, because it say that like the majority of our decision will be based on data mediated by massive computer system. So to certain extent, Stanford recognized the importance of big data and data science in general. Next is Princeton. So whereas Stanford offers many tracks for students to choose, Princeton offers a more flexible curriculum for students to like come up with their own class choice and tracks. After like introductory courses, students can take like more math courses or like choose to focus more on theory, and they can go more into the engineering side by working with computer hardwares, or they can go into a more practical track using their knowledge in combination with other disciplines like music, economics, or psychology. The way that Princeton helps students afford such a flexible curriculum is through the many electives that it offers. Students can like study eBay in internet auctions, or they can write wire program on electronic chips in logic designs, or they can even like take a step into the territory of biology with an introduction to genomics and computational molecular biology. What else? Princeton has a Princeton Women in Computer Science to promote opportunities for women in this field throughout campus. Although we don't have the ratio of male to female at Princeton, it seems that Princeton pay attention to this imbalance in male to female ratio, in contrast to Stanford. So what other opportunities for you to put your classes into practice at Princeton? Princeton organized semi-annual hackathon, or as they put it, Hack Princeton. This is where more than 500 Princeton and non-Princeton students spend about 48 hours to create a hardware or software projects. And the winner of this competition can earn a $20,000 Star Engine opportunity, which is a chance to work with a startup accelerator, and $30,000 in Amazon credits. So, after going through these programs, these top computer science program at Princeton, Stanford, MIT, and Caltech. What is like the takeaway message from the presentation? So despite the unbalanced ratio between male and female students, female students should also apply for a computer science program if they have interest in this program, because as you can see at Princeton, there are programs, there are initiatives to promote women's participation in this field of study, and depending on whether or not you are interested in like the theoretical side of computer science, you can either go with Caltech or MIT. Caltech focus more on theoretical sides and like interaction between computer science and basic sciences, whereas MIT focus more on the application of computer science with emphasis on computer science and electrical engineering strategy. So you should also like consider your major and career path that you intend to follow before deciding what program would best fit your need. So how to get ready for these programs? Always start early. And how do you start early? You can first identify your strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes you will need like a mentor's help to identify these characteristics, because sometimes people are oblivious of what they are strong at and what they are weak at. You can also explore your passions, interests, and strengthen these like your skills related to computer science in either summer programs or initiative or internship. And by initiative, I mean you can like come up with your own programs where you do your own research, like independent research, or you can like write your own programs, code for like your own website, your own blogs. Like develop your own works, because it shows your independence and your mastery of computer science. As I mentioned earlier, it's very important to find a mentor who is expert in this subject, and not only his mastery, his expertise is important, but also his ability to mentor you, to guide you through the whole research project, the whole like application to these programs, and also to nurture your own personal growth. And finally, get plugged in. Look on Google, look on professional publications. Read and do research to know what is going on, what's out there, what's available to you, and like what opportunities you can take advantage of to explore your passion and interests. And that's all for this presentation.